Week 1 of the NFL is in the bag, and the lock of the week is 1-0. Yes! The New Orleans Saints got the win over the Panthers in a battle so brutal it could only be described as absolute carnage. After a 47-10 smashing of the Panthers, the Saints go marching into Dallas, who they themselves whomped Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns 33-17. Before the 1 p.m. block of Sunday games started, Jerry Jones walked into a pawn shop with 4 gold rings, 2 sports cars, 1 deed to a Major League Soccer team, a complete North American NES game library with Power Pad, 3 Ethiopian rubies, and Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. And when Dak and Jerry walked out of the pawn shop, Jerry Jones was still a billionaire, and Dak Prescott was $240 million richer, which is no doubt a key factor looking ahead to the upcoming Cowboys versus Saints game, with the spread set at -6.5 for dem boys. No cheesesteaks? No problem. The Philadelphia Eagles got some help from the boisterous Brazilian crowd, and the officials helped too, with Philly beating the Packers 34-27. Thursday and Friday night's games this week, or week 1, must have been record-breaking when it came to offensive illegal formation penalties, which is a trend I hope we can leave behind in week 1. Looking ahead to Monday's ornithological theme when the Eagles play the Falcons. Another ornithological variety of team which has been under the radar is the Arizona Cardinals, which is indeed an advantage to be under the radar, as the Cardinals flew over the Bills' heads, which caught them off guard in the first half, which is reminiscent of the Jaguars-Dolphins game, in which the Jaguars were sneaky and clawed their way to an early lead. The Bills and Finns both came from behind to win their games on Sunday, and these two rivals will face off in Week 2 Thursday's game. And no episode of this program could be complete without a laugh at the expense of the New York Giants. Not only did Daniel Jones' G Squad get humbled by the Minnesota Vikings 28-6, but their uniforms got mistakenly swapped with a box of youth medium Montreal Canadiens t-shirts. Alas, folks, I would love to take credit for this epic prank, but that's one of those ribs you can only pull on yourself. The Giants organization announced that they will wear the retro throwback uniforms 3 more times this year, but no answer from the Giants organization on if Daniel Jones will be wearing these uniforms in his big blue future, as he could have been replaced with a one-armed bag of potatoes and nobody would have noticed. And as we close the book on Week 1 and roll over into Week 2, we take a look at non-gridiron news for what that Mike McDaniels-looking guy in the newsroom calls a "excuses ice-cold take." Another Super Bowl is gonna pass us by without an actual instrument being played at the halftime show. Gone are the days of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bruce Springsteen, and dead are the dreams of a real band playing the halftime show, as the NFL makes the youths happy by announcing that Kendrick Lamar is the halftime show entertainment. I'll bet you they didn't even consider Weird Al for the show, which is a crime. Enjoy your 25-minute rap show, kids. But back into football action. Week 2 kicks off on Thursday night, and the matchup is Buffalo versus Miami. An elite start to the week, but my eyes always lie on the Sunday prize. Sunday night, the Chicago Bears will main event and close the NFL window, being the first Chicago-based talent to main event a Sunday since CM Punk. Unfortunately for the Bears, the Houston Texans will be staring them down across the field. And here, joining me now on the line is the Houston Texans analyst, go-to expert, and a man outstanding in his field, the only one, Terry Funk.
Well, ring, ring, Mr. Skews. Look who's back for a new season of Hyper Turbo Skews Ball. It's the one and only Terry Funk. I've got a lot on my mind. You tried to get Bret Hart on earlier, a man who couldn't draw money even if he was given a green crayon, but you finally come to your senses, Mr. Skews, and have called in the best Texans analyst in all of professional football, and for professional wrestling for that matter. But the one and only Terry Funk is back to tell you that the Houston Texans will go into Sunday Night Football. C.J. Stroud will throw the ball to all of his weapons on offense, including Nico Collins, including Stephon Diggs, and including Tank Dell. Joe Mixon will run again for 150 yards rushing on the ground, and the Houston Texans will conquer over the Chicago Bears and confirm once again that the one true football team of Texas are the Houston Texans. Now quit bothering me, Skews. I've got to go back to the Double Cross Ranch and try and wrangle up some cows.
There you go, folks, from the man with the branding iron himself, Terry Funk, telling you that Joe Mixon's gonna run all day long. Nico Collins gonna be catching some dimes. And far be it from me to double-cross the man from Double Cross Ranch. I'm putting it all down with my friend Terry, and the Houston Texans are the Hyper Turbo Skews Ball Lock of the Week.